What's up, everybody? It's Aaron at Faux Family Farm. If you guys will just come along with me today for just kind of a day on the farm. It's getting cold. We're looking at some ice here in Kentucky in the next couple of days. The other day I showed you guys how to build a pig shelter. That video hasn't posted yet, but one thing I want to talk about, again, like what I talked about on the pig shelter, was sometimes when you're farming, you got to make do with what you've got. And pretty imperfect is not always what you're going to get with a homestead. So what we have here on our farm is a lot of broom sage and a lot of reeded hollow grass. So when you take broom sage and you take reeded hollow grass, it's already dry. It's dried out, and we've cut a bunch of it, and we're going to use a bunch of that for our pig shelter, and we're going to use it for our goat housing that we have. We got an old smoke shed that the goats use for housing, and we're going to take it and we're going to just use it for that. And as we use it for that, then I'll show you guys kind of gathering it up. We're going to gather it in a bucket of the tractor. I've got a little John Deere tractor, 1023. For our 8 acres, it does exactly what it needs to do. It doubles kind of as a lawnmower. It's our mulch tractor. It pulls mulch, and I've got the tiller attachment for it that we use for tilling our ground throughout our garden season, which right now our garden seasons don't look too hot. Last year it was really wet, and it was hard to get the tractor out early. This year I'm hoping for earlier beds, and we've got some things planned for some raised beds in the front of our house, and hopefully you guys can hang out and come along for those adventures as well. You know, one thing I want to talk about is when you start out on a small farm, you tend to want to do things huge. You want to do big things real quick, and what I've learned over the last couple of years is, you know, we really can't do big things real quick. What we do is often overwhelming. Oftentimes it can seem like it is in a rush to get nowhere at all. And I just want to encourage you guys that, you know, we're 3 years into our 8-acre property here, and I mean, you can see how my fields look right now. They don't look great. They are grown up. They've got tall grass in them. But it's a little by little kind of thing. You know, they say you eat an elephant one bite at a time, right? So if you eat an elephant one bite at a time, then, you know, there's always room for improvement. You know, our pigs and our goats, we put them in a winter pen, and right now it's super muddy. They've been in there for maybe a month, and we're feeding a lot of cut grass hay that we had here, and just a grain supplement. And then we'll move them out to a pasture at some point. But if you want to just be encouraged that much more, you know, we're going to test out electric fencing with the 3-wire electric fence. And our first go around with the goats didn't go very well. They were tiny baby goats. So I'm hoping that maybe with the grown-upness of their size, you know, they're a pygmy cross goat. But, you know, this is what the area that we have them fenced is currently looking like. Goats are good for areas like this. Goats are good for areas that are brushy. They're good for areas that are overgrown. And that's what their purpose here on this homestead serves is, yeah, they're smaller goats, but they serve a purpose of brush clearing and getting back to a healthier pasture. And then when we have a healthier pasture, we'll continue to rotate. We'll continue to graze our animals in a way that they are able to go out and pasture healthy grass and eat healthier, have less parasites because we're rotating them and they're not staying on the same pasture over and over and over again. And for the health issues of the animals, they become almost non-existent when we grow responsibly. So a lot of times we look at a farm and we think, oh wow, here's a farm, and the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to overrun this ground with 150 animals per acre, and we're going to feed all the things that cause all kinds of health issues in the animals. But really, most homesteaders, most farmers, we don't think that way. You know, we have a homestead, what we call a homestead, but we are a small farm. We still have produce. There's the pig shelter that I built the other day. It's no pig mahal, but it does the job. But eventually these pigs are going to produce for us, hopefully maybe a breeding stock of small cooney pigs. Once we find a female comparable or a compatible. I want to encourage you guys, because a lot of times we look and we find ourselves seeing the most beautiful things and the most pretty things, but it doesn't always have to be pretty. You know, you have a pretty garden through the summertime and everything looks beautiful, and then you roll around to the winter time and it looks like this. It's an overgrown jungle, but that's okay, because weeds pull, dirt can be amended, and we can all do exactly what we need to do through the year to do our part. You know, my kids have a part on this farm. My wife has a part of this farm. I have a part on this farm. Although a lot of my time gets spent at work, I've got a part here. So we want to bring you along and we want to show you those things that we do here on our farm. We want to show you the things how we homestead. And it's our opinion. Nothing that we do is perfect. Nothing that we do is ever set in stone. We have changed our plans 150 times, and that's some encouragement for you too, that your plans may change. God may move in your life, and he may move you in a different direction completely. But our plans can change in a minute. So never get dead set and solid on what you want to do. Trust in God for guidance, trust in him for the perseverance in the hard times, because there's going to be hard times. There's going to be times where you feel like you've done all that you can do and more. And I just ask that you don't give up. Don't become overwhelmed. Don't allow yourself to be overcome with the things that are minuscule on the daily. Don't allow yourself to be overcome with the things that don't really matter. Do what you can in a day. Be proud of what you've done. And just know that you're working with your hands and you're working towards a goal. And when you're working towards a goal, that the only thing that can stop you from that goal is you. So just come and hang out with us today, because I just want to show you guys some collecting of this reeded grass. It's hollow on the inside. You know, we look at grass and we think, oh well, grass holds moisture, it's wet, it's horrible for your animals to put it in as a bedding. But I want to try to look at some of this broom straw here. And if you look at this broom straw and you get there real closely, I don't know if I can get it to focus in. It's hollow on the inside. There's nothing in it. So it works for a great straw, and honestly, it works for great straw brooms. That's where it got its name. But it grows native here to Kentucky, and we can use it for a multitude of things. If we wanted to have the kids do something fun at some point, we could have them grow or go out here and cut a big old stack of broom sage and make them a broom. That is how we save $6 a bale on straw material. Let's go over to the old John Deere and get it cranked this morning. Every good farmer needs a good farm wife, 2 good farm pigs, and a great farm dog. Come here, princess. Come here. Hi, sweet babe. Yeah. Princess was our Christmas present from Santa Claus a couple of years ago when we got the farm. Got Miss Fo Farms out here doing her thing, moving this bedding area around. Moving the bedding around, rather. It's definitely supposed to get cold and pretty ugly here in the next couple of days here in Kentucky, so we're thinking about everybody that's going to be impacted by this as well. That's the gist of what we're doing here on our farm. Our goals are to make a sustainable living from the property that we have, to be able to live here, to grow things here, to get healthier in this new year to come. So we would love for you guys to hang out with us as we continue to grow. We would love for you guys to hang out with us as we continue to talk and share our life and share our faith and our family with you guys, because this is something that not only do we want to use to build our physical health, but we want to share and minister to you as well, because we have a faith that I don't want to quench. We have a faith that I don't want to put away. We don't profess to be followers of Jesus to just be quiet and not say anything. And if that offends you, I'm very sorry, but that's how we are here. But if it doesn't offend you and you love good content about a farm and family and food and great things, then come on and join us for this next venture that we're taking.